Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ahana and here we talk about all things related to stationery, planners, productivity, organization and in general trying to live your best life. And if that interests you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to be notified every single time I post a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about choosing your planner for 2023. I have been giving you all of these planner walkthroughs of all the major planners that have been available in the market. We have a 5-part series. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it right here. Go check it out right now. And I also did one more video where I told you about mistakes that you need to avoid before buying your planner for 2023. And I will link that as well right here. So go check that out. Today, I'm going to just walk you through the steps that you need to think about before buying your 2023 planner. And I guess you have missed out on the freebies and the intro deals and stuff, but it's good that we waited because now we can see all of our options and get something which is perfect for us. So let's get into it. Since I started with this, what is a perfect planner? There is no perfect planner. That is the first thing that you need to keep in mind. The perfect planner is the one that you will use every single day. The perfect planner is the one that will help you get your life together, get your life organized and not make you feel overwhelmed. Your planner should not be an added to-do list for you. Like, planning should help you relieve all of the stress, not add on to it, right? So think about that and remember that there is no perfect planner. What is perfect for me might not be perfect for you, and so on and so forth. With that out of the way, my first tip is understanding what you need a planner for. So if you are in school or college, think about if you need a planner to organize your classes, because in school it's mostly done for you. In college you might have to pick your classes in some cases. Maybe you have some internships, maybe you have some extracurriculars, other arrangements, whatever it is that you feel like you need. You have to sit down and think about it. What is it that you're trying to organize with the help of a planner? Do you need a place where you can write down all of your monthly appointments in one place and just be reminded of it whenever it happens? Or do you need a place where you want to kind of track maybe your doctor's appointments? Maybe you are trying to recover for some long illness or something. Maybe you have kids, maybe you want to keep track of their activities. So do you need a weekly tracker of sorts? If it's for work, do you need a place where you can just keep track of all of your meetings? Or do you also want enough space for every day's to-do list for your work? Do you just want one system which will be good for personal and professional life, or do you want to separate the two? So these are the things that you need to think about. So that's your first step. Second, if you have had a planner in 2022, what did you like about it? What did you dislike about it? There are a lot of things that I have really loved about my planners that I've used in 2022 and some things which I absolutely did not. There is a video I have made about it. It's called my 2022 planner hits and misses, and I will link that right here. So go check that out. So similarly, you should sit down with all of the planners that you have, if you have multiple, or if you were using any sort of planning system like a notebook or something, sit down with it, go through it, look at each of the spreads, everything that you have used. Maybe you didn't use the monthly section, okay, then maybe you can do with a monthly layout that does not have too much space. Maybe that's not important for you. Maybe you didn't use the weekly reflection space, then cool, you don't need a planner which also has space for journaling. Great. Then maybe you don't use the habit trackers and stuff. Maybe, okay, fine, look for a planner which doesn't have the trackers. Maybe you would have loved to have a place where you could plan out all of your meals. Okay, then you can look for a planner which has a meal planner within it, right? Just things like that. So think about everything that you loved using. I personally love using the weekly section. So I really need a broad weekly section where I can write down everything, all of my to-dos, which is super important to me. So then that's what I will be looking for in my next planner. And if you want a meal planner section, then that's something that you can be looking for in your next planner. Next, once we talk about spreads, we also need to think about the binding. Now, if you are going to put it on your desk, you might be okay with a wire binding because it won't get stuck anywhere and it gets pretty bulky. So I do have a wire binding planner, which is the archetype planner, and I will link that here. You can go check the full review out. And I also have a hardbound planner. I actually have two, which is the Menorah planner. The link is right here. And you also have the ink bucket planner. Again, I will link the video here. So both of them are hardbound, and the ink bucket one is arguably more bulky than the Menorah one. Menorah one pretty minimalistic. So you think about it, right? Whether you want a hardbound one, do you want something to lay flat? If you are more comfortable with the spiral one where it can fold on one side and that's easier for you to use. If you write very close to the edge, it will hurt your hand, but that's not the case for the hardbound one. So just think about these things. What is more convenient for you? What is more comfortable for you? And pick accordingly. This brings me to my next point, which is, are you going to be using your planner a lot on the go? Is it something that will majorly stay on a desk, whether at work or at home? Or is it something that you're going to be carrying around and moving around a lot with? So that is important to think about, because then your options get a little limited. Most of the planners which are really bulky with a lot of different spreads in it, those are not going to be very portable. And the minimalish planners which are very easy to carry around, they will not have a lot of different spreads that you might want in your planners. So that's something that you need to consider as well. Along with that, you also need to think about paper quality. Are you going to use like a lot of pens and colors and just like paints or anything in your planner? Because a lot of people do that. And if you are that creative and you want to make your planner also like a creative outlet, then you need to look for papers which are 100 GSM or more, because less than that, it's going to bleed through and it's going to make a mess in your planner, and you don't want that. Ultimately, it is an organizational tool and you want to keep it as neat as possible. Then we move on to the layouts. Do you want something which is super colorful? Do you want something which is really minimal? Do you just want black and white? Do you want some like subtle colors? Think about it. Is that what is your personal aesthetic? What is your vibe? What do you feel the most comfortable in? Do you feel like too many colors are going to overwhelm you? Then stay away from them. If you feel like a very black and white sort of planner is going to discourage you from planning, then don't take one like that, right? Have some minimal, very subtle colors, some very light hues in it. Think about what is best for you, what is going to encourage you to plan more. Like for me, I really like it when the main writing area is blank, it doesn't have anything, but then covers or some other spreads and like things like that have a little amount of creativity built into it. Or I can use a lot of stickers, and there's enough space for that, so I can use stickers and doodles and stuff to kind of put myself into the planner. So those are some things that I really appreciate. Next thing to consider is, do you need to use multiple planners? It's a simple question. Think about all of the categories of your life that you are trying to plan. I have fitness, social media, I would have my daily like work, I have personal, and that's it, right? But can I incorporate 2 or more things into one particular planner, or do I need separate planners for each? That's something that I need to think about. Similarly, if you maybe have like a side hustle, if you have your social media which is like a decent amount and you spend a lot of time planning about it, if you do a lot of traveling, so maybe a travel planner. If you read books and kind of like talk about it or blog about it, maybe you would like a reading journal, things like that. So just think about what fits into your lifestyle, what are the different categories of your life that you want to organize, and put that together and just like work according to it. It's not necessary that you have to have multiple planners, but in case you need it, be very, very conscious about how exactly you're going to use it. Next, we're talking about planner spreads. So what are your non-negotiable planner spreads? What are the spreads that you have to have? You can think about it if a vision board or a monthly tracker, budget tracker, and maybe like a habit tracker, all of these things, maybe like a monthly reflections are very, very important to you. Then you look for planners which have those things. Don't try to get the planner with the maximum number of spreads, because then you will get confused and you will not end up using them, and you will be left with a bunch of blank pages at the end of the year. But take the planners which have almost all of your non-negotiable spreads, and that is the short way of making sure that you use your whole planner for the year. Then the all important point, budget. What is your budget for this planner? You do not have to blow out a lot of cash just to find a good planner. Every planner that you can actually use is the best planner that you can find, okay? So you don't have to get like the fanciest and the most extravagant planner. You get good options starting from $699-ish to like it goes up to 3,000, more than that, but you can get a really, really good proper functional planner from within $699 to say $1,800-ish range. So depending on what your budget is, you can definitely find one which is absolutely right for you. To go check out my planner walkthrough series and find something. It covers planners across all price points, so find something which fits into your budget. There is absolutely no need to blow out a lot of money for planners, because at the end of the day, it should reduce your stress, not increase it. And finally, in case you have no budget to buy a planner and you are very, very confused with the different kinds of spreads that are there, and you are just like really overwhelmed with all of the options out there, the easiest thing to do is make your own planner. And that I will not cover in this video. So let me know in the comments if you are going to be making your own planner, which basically would be like sort of a bullet journal, but also you can like customize it any way you want. So let me know in the comments if you want a tutorial on how to make your planner with nothing but a simple notebook and just a bunch of colorful pens, and that's it. And it's going to be the best system for you. I will show you a bunch of spread examples, etc. Let me know if that's something that you are interested in, and I will definitely make that video for you. And yeah, I will see you next week. Bye.